If you see somebody who's in really great shape, you ask them, do you work out? You know the answer. Yes. How often? And they'll tell you 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a week, whatever. In a seminar, I'll ask people, who here works out at least 5 days a week? And I'm stand up. And you look around that room, and you know that they work out 5 times a week because you can see their body. You don't just get a result without some kind of action, without some form of ritual. Ritual meaning actions you see somebody who's in really great shape. Now, do you think those people that are out there working out 5 days a week, do they have more time than you do? You know the answer. Or yes, how often? And they'll tell you 3 times, 4 times, 5 times a week, whatever. In a seminar, I'll ask people, who here there's only maybe a half dozen, 7, 8 categories that really matter. Most people, they major in minor things. They focus on stuff that doesn't matter. They know more about this celebrity going in and out of rehab than they do about their own personal development. But I look at and say, if you look at your body, without that, everything else is out the door. You don't want to be richest man in the graveyard. That's not going to do it. If there is energy, if there's vitality, if there's strength, it's going to show up in your relationship. It's going to show up in your business, it's going to show up in your life. That's an area you got to master. You can't dabble. It's too important. Emotions are everything. I mean, you got a ton of money, you got everybody loves you, and your primary emotions are pissed off and frustrated, then your life's pissed off and frustrated. It doesn't matter if you got $1 billion or 1 million people loving you, your life is not great. Relationships, intimate relationships especially. It's where the most juice in life comes from. It's where the most pain comes from most people. It's worth mastering instead of dabbling. Really looking at what are you going to do with your time? And mastering your time. Instead of having a checklist, you cross it all off, you can mistake movement for achievement. I want to squeeze out of that time what matters, that creates value for me and for everyone I care about and love. What about your career or your business and the mastery of that instead of dabbling? Most businesses are dabblers. That's why they don't make it. 96%, any 10-year period of time, 4% make it. That doesn't even mean they're profitable. And it does not mean they're enjoying themselves, all right? Or they're getting anybody else to feel good. Really mastering money, so that it's not a question in your life. You can do and be and give and share as much as you want. You're not stressed about it. You live in a place of abundance. And then spiritually, really, I think, I don't tell people what to believe spiritually, but I believe that ultimately, whatever you believe, you got to live it, and it should lead to growing and giving. If you're growing, you feel alive. If you're giving, you feel 10 times. And I think if someone can celebrate and give, then that's spiritual state. So to me, those are the areas I look at mastering. Business for sure, but it's the areas of life that matter most. And most of what we spend our time doesn't make people feel fulfilled. That's why the average person is not fit and healthy. The average person is not in a relationship where they have tremendous passion. I'm not a dummy. I'm not a positive thinker. I know the truth. The average person is not successful in business. The average person is not earning what they want to earn. But you know what? Very few people have those things, but a few do. A few are happy, fulfilled, spiritually alive, financially strong, their business is growing, they have passionate love affairs, and I'm obsessed with finding the few who do and find out what they do different and teach them to everybody. Everyone's going to measure themselves differently because everyone values things differently. Some people value success or significance. Some people value love more. Some value just basic levels of certainty. So when I look at the specific metrics, I really look at metrics of what are the things that need to be measured to know if your life is going to work or not. So I look at it as Our whole lives are guided moment to moment by the state we're in. Learning how to change your state, not bullshit, not fake, but to go from pissed off, frustrated, freaked out to back in your center, or creative, or determined, or something that's going to move you forward. It's going to create a better quality of life for you and others. That's a critical skill set. So moment to moment in our life is controlled by our states.
Yep.
Now, if you're in an angry state, you're going to respond differently than if you're feeling playful. But what controls those states long term is your worldview. And I look at that as having, as a metric, 3 things that I look at. I look to see first, what are the targets you're after? The target is, everyone has different goals and dreams and desires. But as I traveled around the world to 100 countries, I started going, holy shit, I'm seeing the same problems. What's underneath it? I began to see that there are these same 6 human needs that we all have, the same needs. We all have a need for certainty, that we can avoid pain and we can have some pleasure, some comfort. We all need uncertainty. We need variety, or we feel dead inside. If you're totally certain, you're bored. If you have total variety, you're like freak out. And it's not a balance. It's learning which of these you need more as a person. Everyone's developed a different set of values in that area. The need for significance, to feel unique, special, important. The need to feel loved, the need to grow, and the need to contribute. Some people value certainty at the top of their list. That's their center of their target. I don't want to do anything unless I know it's going to work. I don't want to do anything unless it's the same. If you change anything, they freak out. If certainty is the #1 thing on your list, everyone has the same needs, but if it's #1, I know how your life's going to be. I can predict the direction of your life and therefore the destination to some extent. If you're driven by love first, you want certainty too, but love is higher, you're going to behave very differently than if you're driven by significance. I have to be the one. So I look to see which of those needs are the top 2 on your list because they control your life.
Yep.
The 2 that most people have, 90% of the planet, if you said, of all these needs, which one do you really focus on most day to day? Everybody wants love, but what do you focus on? Most people focus on being significant. We live in a Facebook world where people fake their life, put new filters, make it look different than it really is, tell stories that, are totally full of it to make themselves look good. Because we live in this kind of false world where significance is more important than love. And it separates us. And the other one that we see most often is certainty. People want to be certain before they can do something. You couldn't have started a business like you had if you were absolutely certain before you started. You can never build a business with that. You can never build a great relationship, because if it's based on certainty, then everybody's got to stay the same, never change, which means you're never going to grow, which means you're going to be miserable. So my metrics are, I want to find out what's driving you. I want to see, is it healthy or unhealthy? You can have 2 people be driven by significance, though, and do it with a different set of rules. That's the second piece I measure. The beliefs or rules of how to fulfill that target. But I want to be more clear about something. An extraordinary life is life on your terms, and there's 2 parts. Part 1 to have an extraordinary life is mastering the skill of the science of achievement. How do I take what I envision and make it real? And how do I do that quicker, faster, better, easier? The ability to manifest what you come up with and make it real, like you've done with your company,
yes,
that's a skill set. I spend an unbelievable amount of time helping people do it faster, quicker, better, showing them the shortcuts, teaching them the strategies, modeling what works so you can save yourself a decade. But I would submit to you that having done this for 38 years with, 50 million people at this stage, I can tell you that the science of achievement, there are a lot of people that are damn good at that, and they still don't have an extraordinary life. They have an extraordinary life. You see it as extraordinary, but I get the phone call from the multi-billionaire who tells me he wants to do this thing on his business, but what he really find out is he's miserable as hell, and he's hoping somehow I'm going to rub off on him on that side too.
Right.
And so I give him what he asked for, the change in his business, but I also give him what he needs, which is the change inside of him. So the second skill is the art of fulfillment. If you want an extraordinary life, you can't just achieve, you got to be fulfilled. As simplistic as that sounds, but it's an art. It's not a science.
Sure.
It's a science to making money, come on. Any age, any color, any background, any gender, if you do these things, you'll have an abundance of money. You do these things, you're gonna have too much month at the end of the money. You're gonna have financial stress, right? Body. Everyone's biochemically different, but you and I both know there's fundamental rules, laws. There's a science to the body. You violate that science, you're gonna have disease, you're gonna have low energy. You align with that, you're gonna have an abundance of energy. It's gonna affect everything in your life. It's a science. Fulfillment's not like that. Fulfillment is as different as our human beings. You wanna know what God or the universe likes? Look at the jungle, look at the forest.
Right.
It's diverse, right? So most people think, well, I want to get that because they've been modeling somebody else, and that might work on how to achieve something. It'll never work for what to fulfill you. How many people you know, like you, got what you thought you wanted, and you weren't fulfilled?
Right.
And that, I always tell people, success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. The ultimate failure. Because if you go at something and you fail and you're an achiever, you don't fail. You go, I learned something, I'll just try something else.
Right.
I'm going to still get there. But when you succeed and you're not happy. So a perfect example of this, I mentioned in the seminar you were there because it hit me about a year and a month ago, we lost what I consider a national treasure, Robin Williams. And I asked people, how many of you love Robin Williams? Everybody raising it all around the world, right? He made people laugh. People are...
This is how to get in shape fast.
Cardio burns fat, right? No, cardio actually
touched by him. So how good was he at the science of achievement? I mean, he wanted to be a great comedian and make the whole world laugh. He did. He wanted to have his own TV show. He did. He wanted the #1 show. He did it. He wanted to make movies. He did. He wanted to have an Academy Award for not being funny, dramatic, and he did it. Right?
He did it. Yeah.
He said he wanted a beautiful family. He achieved everything, and he hung himself.
That's crazy.
And I know recently someone's saying, well, you know, he had dementia, he had drug abuse, he had alcohol abuse most of his life because he made everybody happy but whom?
Himself.
That's the ultimate failure. So if I had no other message to offer your viewers, and you let me give it to them right now, I'll tell you what I believe. I believe our lives are controlled by one force, decisions. I certainly believe in force greater than myself, call it God if you will, grace, whatever you want to call it, the universe. But I also believe it gives us choices. And the decisions we make control us much more than the conditions we meet. It's not the conditions, it's your decisions. Decisions of what to believe, decisions what to do, decisions of what to give. I say to people, think about, you know, look back 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 15 years ago, and think of a decision you made. That if you would have made a different decision, you'd have a totally different life today. Better or worse, I don't know, but totally different. The most important decision you can make above any on the face of the earth is deciding that no matter what happens in your life, no matter what happens, you're gonna live in a beautiful state. The decision to say, I am not gonna suffer, that if suffering arises, pain's one thing, suffering's another. Suffering is when you're like, suffering could be worry, it could be anger, it could be frustration. It's anything that takes you out of a beautiful state. And here's what people don't get. You can end suffering by stop focusing on yourself and focus on something you want to serve greater than yourself. Your children, your wife, your mission, your life. You can get out of it in an instant because the nature of the human mind is to constantly compare things. Your mind, your brain is a 2 million year old device, and it is not designed to make you happy. It's designed to make you, it's designed to make you survive.
Right.
And that's why it's always looking for what's wrong. It used to be what's wrong, a saber-toothed tiger, so I can protect myself. Now people are worried about what people think about them, or do they have enough money? When 2/3 of the planet lives on $2 a day, and you're making $38,000, you're rich. The poorest of the poor in our country are considered rich. That's not, I'm not saying they should stay that way.
Right.
But you can only build on success. My goal would have you consider something. Life is short. We don't know how short it's gonna be. But if you only had a week to live, I bet you wouldn't allow yourself to suffer over a little crap that makes you crazy normally. I think you would probably spend time with those you love, you would do what you love, you'd take awe in a sunset, you'd smell the air, you would take in everything in those final moments that you possibly do. So my thing is, why wait?
Right.
Right? Why wait? Why not just decide that if I start to suffer, I know the solution, because suffering is me obsessing about me. You might say, it's not me, I'm worried about my kids because they're not doing well. No, you're worried that you haven't done enough for your kids. It's about you still, right?
Yes.
You know, you're worried about what was done or what you should have done or what shouldn't have done. And you can end that in an instant by becoming aware of it and saying, I have made the most important decision of all.
Right.
I'm gonna live in a beautiful state. Because here's what's gonna happen. Anybody watching, you may lose a family member, you probably will. Somebody may get cancer. Your business may, the government might change the rules. They might change things radically that you can't even do anything about it. You might go bankrupt. You might get divorced. I'm not saying anybody will, but no one knows what's gonna really happen in your life. Life's full of uncertainty, but here's what you can know. You can decide no matter what happens, you could have a great time. If somebody like Viktor Frankl can be locked up in Auschwitz and come out of that and experience finding joy in the middle of Auschwitz, then human beings have a capacity they've undersold themselves on. We think that the outside world determines how we feel. If people have to behave a certain way, if your husband or your wife or your kids or your coworkers or whoever, your boss, has to behave a certain way for you to be happy, and if they don't, you're unhappy, then you're always going to be unhappy, because the more people around you, the more they're going to change that, because they're all human, right? My invitation is, as great as it is to achieve, more important to enjoy.
Right.
And if you can enjoy every moment in that state, when you're feeling loving and playful and passionate and curious and awe, you treat other people 100 times better than when you're feeling frustrated, pissed off, overwhelmed, worried, stressed, or feeling sorry for yourself.
Right.
You're gonna be a better parent, you're gonna be a better lover, you're gonna be a better business person, you're gonna have a better life. So my soliloquy is, decide. Decide today and actually say, what if I cut it off? What if I said, I'm not willing to settle and I'm just gonna live in a beautiful state? Doesn't mean you won't feel bad, it doesn't mean you won't stay there. You instantly change. But what the hell is success? It's hitting an expectation. And I always tell people, man, trade your expectations for appreciation, and it's a whole new world instantly. If you can appreciate this moment, if you can't find ecstasy in this moment, in a conversation with a friend, and looking in your wife's eyes, being with your children, going on a run, if you can't find ecstasy now, I'm here to tell you, more money, more people, more love, more business, more anything is not going to give you more ecstasy. If you can't do it here now, you're not going to do it there when you got more. So why not do it now and have a rich life right now? I tell people, money, that's one thing. Like having financial abundance, there's skills, that's a science. But wealth, it's a decision. It's like, you can be wealthy right now. I live in Fiji a good portion of the time. There are these villagers there. They're the richest people I know. They're happy, they laugh, they love, they don't give a damn about the economics. Other people say they're poor. When I first went there, I was trying to do things for them. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm so happy. Wealthy people come over from the United States and they go travel around and try to figure out what to do, and they're going to spend 9 years to do this and this and this so they can finally sit down and be happy. And the Fijian guy goes, why don't you sit on the beach right now, dude, and experience it? Why spend the 9 years? Why not have it now? That's my invitation.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are you people doing? And I can't see anyone's face. I can't see anyone's face to say hi to. I seem to be talking to myself. Can I see at least one face? Just one face. Yes, Juliana, thank you for showing me your face. Thank you, Kennedy, Mr. Kennedy Onyango, for showing me your face. Who else? No, I'll start calling people.
Is also welcome.
Yes, Mr. Stanley J here. Thank you for showing me your face. Nobody else wants to show me their face. Whatever it is not bad. It is not a bad face. There are much worse faces. Yes, thank you, Ms. Faith Pusioka. Thank you for showing me your face. So I've seen quite a few. Wenye wamekataa ni sawa tu, tutawaona tu. In the meantime, Ms. Grace Kalu, I've seen your face. Yes, in the meantime, I want us to play a few games. One game. Yes, I want us to play a game so that at least as we wait for people to siboeke sana. And thank you for coming in early. It's a quiz. So the winner of this quiz will win a free copy of Eunice's book on entrepreneurship hits and misses. And you type your answers in the chat. The person with the fastest response wins the round. The person who wins the most rounds wins the game. So I'll be keeping score. They are not very difficult questions, and they are business questions. Okay, let's start. As a salesperson, you need to measure the following key metrics except. As a salesperson, you need to measure the key metrics except leads, conversion, cost of customer acquisition, or likes, engagements, and engagements on social media. Which of the four are you not supposed to measure? Type in the chat. Which of the four are you not supposed to measure? You are not. Nina says C. Cindy Omulo says likes. Yes, Juliana says D. So Cindy wins this one. Cindy wins. The question was, you should measure the following key metrics except. So you should not measure likes and engagement on social media. The others are more important because likes do not bring in money. So Cindy has got one. The others, I hope you'll do better next time. A value proposition that meets a need, not unique, and it works, leads to a price objection. Is this true or false? A value proposition that meets a need, not unique, and it works, leads to a price objection. Is it true or false? Cindy says false. Who else? Who else? George Ouma says true. Grace says true. So all the answers, all the possible answers have been given. The answer is true. George has it. A price objection is brought about when your value proposition is not unique. So the client will be asking you what makes you different from others and why is your price so high, you know? So that is a price objection. It meets a need and it works, but it is not unique. Therefore, there'll be a race to the bottom price. Next question. Selling is not only for extroverts, not introverts. Is this true or false? Selling is only for extroverts, not introverts. Is this true or false? Yes. Cindy says it's false. Everybody says it's false. Correct. It is not, selling is not just for extroverts. Anybody can sell. So Cindy now has 2. Next question. True or false? The first impression is to be trusted, but to sustain the business, the customer needs to like you. The first impression is to be trusted, but to sustain the business, the customer needs to like you. Is this true or false? Yes. Sasa I'm even confused. Lynn Mutegi says it's true. Everybody says it's true. And everybody is correct. Lynn Mutegi has got 1. Cindy is leading with only 1. So there is no big gap. Anyone can recover. Now, one thing that can lead to a poor conversion ratio: wrong targeting, wrong value proposition, or listening to customer needs. Lynn says A, one thing that can lead to a poor conversion ratio. Yes, the answer is A. Lynn now has got 2. They are in a tie with Cindy. Higher. Well, now what will happen? I think it's a tie. I think it's a tie. I don't know whether we are going to give 2 books. I think we'll have to speak to the author. We'll have to give 2 books because it's a tie. But we can have a tiebreaker. How about a tiebreaker? The first person who types on the chat who they are, what they do for a living, and what they sell breaks the tie. Someone please break the tie. Okay, Cindy and Lynn, one of you at least break the tie. We don't want to give away 2 books. Lynn has broken the tie. Lynn has broken the tie. So the book goes to Lynn, who is a financial coach. She gets a free book. So welcome to the webinar. Before we start, I would like us to introduce ourselves, the team at 20X. My name is Derek. I think I sent you all a text message reminding you of the webinar. And I will continue disturbing you. I will continue sending you information and disturbing you from time to time, at least once a week, not sana, once a week, to be inviting you to more webinars. I would like us to continue introducing each other, starting with Juliana. Oh, I've already said her name. Please introduce yourself.
Sorry, good evening, everyone. I can see people I know, people I don't know, people I'm about to know today. Thank you, Derek, for the tiebreaker. Thank you for the exercise. Cindy, the winner was the person who typed the first correct answer. So you had 4 correct answers, but you were beaten on the first one to type, so that you don't feel like Derek is cheating. He's a good man. He doesn't cheat. He doesn't take from people. So that was the determination of the winner. So he was only actually looking at the first answer. As people continue joining, I'm excited to see Kennedy Onyango. Now I'm being discriminative of my friends here. Kennedy Onyango, Isonga Lijuma. I'm seeing Onjiri. I'm seeing Margaret Wanjiku, Belinda Ngina, Salome Mburu, Grace Kalu. Hey, very nice to see all of you here. If I do not know you, I assure you by the end of this webinar, I'll be knowing you. Karibuni sana 20X. I'm a trainer. I also deal with HR at 20X, and what we do in HR is place people on jobs. So I'm looking forward to seeing people here and meeting people who are looking out for opportunities and us getting to place you in the right place, because we have the jobs. The only thing we are missing are the people. And we got people here. So I'm looking forward to making connections and getting placements here. I think that is Eunice, you'll meet her later. So for our introduction, we've already finished the very nice quiz. Now, the introduction is first come, first served. And first come, you unmute first. You're the one who introduce yourself. I have 5 places. Let's see who gets it. The rule, you give us your name, even though you can see it on screen. Tell us what you do, what you sell. This is a selling webinar, so we're assuming you sell something. And if you don't sell anything, tell us what you'd want to sell. Tell us what is your biggest struggle in selling, whether it's now, yesterday, or even what you fear as a salesperson might be a challenge for you, and what you'd like to hear today. The topic of our webinar is 3 tips to double your sales in 12 weeks. I know you have questions. What question do you have from that topic? So 1, 2, 3, go. Number 1. Margaret, please go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Margaret Wanjiku.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if we sell services or how it goes, but
You do.
I'm in the Airbnb industry.
Nice.
That is what I do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
And My biggest struggle right now is competition. Competition is very high, and taxes.
Taxes are like death. They come pendum supenda. Thank you so much, Margaret. Number 2, go, go, go. Who's coming? Who's coming? No one? Anyone to unmute and tell us who you are? Can I victimize someone? Oh, George Ouma, please go ahead. Thank you, George.
Hello, guys. I believe you're all doing fine. It's my first time to be here, and is a pleasure. Is a pleasure to me. Actually, I was introduced by a friend. Actually, not a friend, but a colleague to this platform. So I'm so glad to be here. So, like I said, my name is George, and I'm the sales executive at CloudPay Limited. So CloudPay is a fintech company, and we have several services that we are offering within our platform. So I can say my biggest challenge right now is to identify the prospect that are mostly in terms of decision making. So I've been prospecting, but now the problem is whenever I'm about to close the deal, then I'm being told that the person who is in charge of decision making or someone who is in charge of maybe the financial department is not around. So you can come the other day just to come and try your luck if he's around. So I can say that's my biggest challenge for now. So since I'm in the right platform, I believe things might be quite easy on my side. Hope so.
That I assure you to be the case. You're in the right place, and your challenge is a very small one. At least you know the companies, you know where you want to sell. The only problem is you're going to the wrong people. Don't worry. We shall hold your hand. You go to the right people. I'm looking for somebody, number 3, to introduce themselves. In the meantime, you can also be writing in the chat your name, what you sell, what is your biggest struggle, and what you'd like to hear in our webinar today, or what you'd want to achieve. I'm waiting for number 3. Grace Kalu, please go ahead.
Hi everybody. I just bumped into this. So yeah. I work with Bow Concept. It's a franchise. Hello everybody. I'm not sure I was clear about that. But yeah. So it's a luxury furniture franchise, retail furniture franchise. And I think my biggest challenge is hiring. I'm not sure if this platform can help, but it's hiring and just getting the right fit and the right people. I think to an extent, I know what the brand requires and we're able to do that, but I am struggling I'm Nigerian in Kenya and I'm struggling with hiring the right people.
You came to the right place, Grace. You came to the right place. You have the right hire here, if that English fits. Welcome and looking forward to speaking with you after this. And thank you so much. I'm looking for number 4. Someone, number 4, please unmute yourself, say something before I victimize someone. Lillian Wakarindi, please go ahead.
Lynn had put her hand up.
Oh, Lynn, I apologize. Okay, let Lillian finish, then Lynn will come. Sorry, Lynn. Lillian, we can't hear you. As Lillian is sorting her audio, Lynn Mutegi, please go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My apologies, my video has a small challenge, but I'll still introduce myself. My name is Lynn Mutegi. I'm a financial coach and I offer financial solutions. My biggest challenge has been cold calling. Yeah, just talking to a stranger about what I do. So I'm hoping today to learn how to go about it. Thank you.
Welcome, Lynn. The way me and you are strangers today, by the time we are done, we'll be friends. So you will learn how to make friends, then talk to me. Thank you so much, Karibu. Lillian, are you good now?
Yes, I think I'm good.
Karibu Sana, please proceed. And let's continue talking on the chat, please.
My name is Lillian. I'm joining for the first time. I'm a baker. I'm actually baking, right? I'm decorating right now.
Ooh.
So the biggest challenge I have is when it comes to increasing the cake prices, because of the increased ingredient prices, clients tend to ask, why is your cake more expensive? I can get it at 1,000 bob in Naivas. Yeah. Then I'm dealing with also luxury. It's not a must. Cake is not a must for people. That's my greatest challenge right now. And increased prices in ingredients like unga, sugar. Like now, I've tried looking for sugar today. I haven't gotten any. And what else? Yeah, increased ingredients and prices, and clients comparing my prices to supermarkets.
Whoa, okay, welcome. How much time do I have, Derek? Salome has her hand up and Gladys has already
Yes,
admitted.
please,
Okay.
please.
Salome Mburu, please go ahead. Salome Mburu, are you there? Okay, Gladys Wanjugu, you're unmuted. Can you please go ahead?
Okay, hi everyone.
Hi, Gladys.
I'm Gladys Wanjugu. I'm in Nakuru. Okay, I sell insurance with Britam. And my problem has been closing a sale. I'm very good at code canvassing, getting contact, getting people to sell to. But now the problem comes, I don't know whether I target the wrong people or I have a problem in crossing. I've been in insurance for the last 8 years. And I know Eunice, she was in Britam. I've been following her on Facebook. And I really want to be assisted. I know I have potential and I just want to make money and more money for that matter.
And
Yes.
you are in the right place. You are in the right place and you've already overcome the most difficult part, knowing and making connections. So the you're in Raisi. Keep here, you shall get the solutions you're looking for. I'm giving one last person. Can I victimize?
There was someone, Koech, who had raised her hand. I don't know whether you saw her.
I did see
hi,
everyone.
Carol.
Hello, I'm Carol. I think I am the only person here. I haven't heard anyone saying about online market. So I'm actually here because I've been doing online marketing, and it's been like 2 years since I started, and the market currently it's not going on well. So I'm here because I need help, and I want to know how to grow my sales, and even to know how to get to capture new ways of getting more clients. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carol. Karibu sana. Tega tu masikio. It shall not, haitapotea. You shall hear something that will be useful, I assure you. I think now I can hand back to Derek. Karibuni sana. I'm looking at the chats and I'll be talking about a few of you later. Please keep writing on the chat. I am paying attention. Thank you so much, Nakaribuni.
Yes, thank you so much, Juliana. Next, we are going next straight to the presentation, and I would like to invite Eunice to start with her presentation, introduce herself, and let's get on with it.
Wow. I really loved the exercise, the quiz. It was very engaging, and the introductions with Juliana. Thank you so much, Derek and Juliana. Derek, I think you didn't introduce yourself. I don't remember you introducing yourself. It's possible, actually, you forget when you're the host, you forget to introduce yourself. So Derek is a very key person in 20X. Juliana, did you introduce yourself?
Yes, I did.
Oh, yes, I've remembered, yeah. So Derek is our digital marketer, but more importantly, he supports our students on getting to markets. Yeah, and Juliana, our HR and also a core trainer at 20X. Thank you so much. So we're going to just begin. Thank you for joining early. We had over 20 people who joined before 7 p.m. and we actually started before. Sorry if you came in at 7, it means you missed something. Next time, please try and join 5 minutes earlier, and so that you don't miss, especially that quiz. It was very inspiring. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see? Yeah. Can you see my screen? Anyone? I just need 2 people to confirm.
Yes, I can see it.
All right. So this is the 20X team. Juliana and Derek, you have seen them. This is the power team that enables you to grow your sales from X to 20X in 3 to 5 years. 20X, I know you've been wondering, what is this 20X entrepreneur? What is it all about? We have an aspiration. It's an aspiration that for all the students who join 20X programs will be able to grow their sales 20 times in 3 to 5 years. And it is borrowed from a practical experience. I personally was able to grow my income 20 times in less than 3 years. And those who are in Britain know that. Now that I hear that I am known. So because I did it, I believe that you can do it too. And together as a team at 20X, when we wake up every morning, we wake up to ask this question: how do we help our salespeople? How do we help our entrepreneurs grow their business 20 times? Now that's our desire for you. But you know, it just remains a desire for us. You have to desire it for yourself. If you don't desire it, then it can't happen for you. So this is a team that enables that. We have Faith. You'll be hearing from Faith a lot. She's not here, but she's our training coordinator. What that means, because we know that you want to do this and sometimes you feel like you're not able to do it. So she's that person who nags you to remind you that there's an assignment that you need to do, or there was some report you need to send to ensure that you succeed in this goal. Then we have Godfrey, who is our Chief Technology Officer. For those who are going to join our programs, you're going to interact a lot with our technology because we have, you know, there's a lot that goes on at 20X. So that's a team, and we are growing, and we are very effective. It's called a lean and effective team. Yeah, we like to keep it lean and efficient. All right. So I am going to be your trainer this evening. And just a brief of who I am. I'm a scientist. Studied chemistry and mathematics at the University of Nairobi. I brag. I know you may not like this because, you know, the president also went to Chiromo. So I don't know whether to brag or not to brag, depending on how you feel about him. Then I will choose whether to brag or not. So just decide, okay? But we shared the university. That's the whole point. I'm also a Microsoft certified system engineer. And I'm sure you're wondering, why are you telling us all this? Because today somebody asked me, so who are you? You know? So I say I am a scientist who has brought science to sales, all right? So I'm also a trained trainer. I worked with IAT many years ago as a trainer, and I've been trained on management of learning. So what I do most is not to teach, it is to ensure that you learn, you know, manage learning. I was able to grow my sales, you know, between 2012 and 2013, I was able to grow my sales 500%. That is 5 times what I had done in 2012. I was able to do 5 times in 2013. That is as an agent. And for those who understand the language, I was able to do over 10 million API. This is individualized, you know, just talking one person after the other. Some are paying 4,000 shillings, others are paying 10,000, all added together over 10 million in a year. That is not mean achievement for those who are in the industry, okay? And then I moved that, I went to microinsurance business as the country sales manager. At that moment, the previous year we were making losses, and we were able to turn around the business to make over 30 million profit from over 200 million losses. So when I speak to entrepreneurs, to salespeople, is because I've been there, done that. Of course, I've failed in sometimes. So today I'm just giving you the highlights. Yeah, my successes. I'll tell you the downs when you join. I'll tell you where it didn't work out until it worked. In 2017, I began BeSmart, an online insurance comparison platform that we founded in 2017. And we were able to grow our number of customers between 2020 and 2021, 700%, 7 times. Now, I'm telling you these numbers so that you realize that 20 times is a very small number in 3 years, okay? And you're going to see some people who have been able to do 17 times in less than 3 months. So 3 years is quite, it's very safe. It is doable. And I'm sure you're wondering, 20 times. Normally I'm asked, 20 times, are you sure? Yes, I am. And I can show you data because I am a scientist. I like data a lot. So I'm also the author of 2 books. One, those who have read it say it is a sales Bible called Sell Me This Pen. And the other one is Entrepreneurship Hits and Misses. Today, I think somebody is going out with a copy. Derek, I hope you'll get their contact so that they get their copy. So in 2022, that was last year, March, we began together as a team. We started the 20X Entrepreneurs. So we are exactly 1 year, 3 months old. Oh, almost, not yet 3 months. 1 year, about 3 months old. But in sales, I personally have been in sales for over 14 years. Juliana has been selling for quite a number of years. She's a finance person and salesperson. So all this, our sales, we have learned sales in the streets and learned science and finance elsewhere. Derek is an actuarial scientist. So he forgot to tell you that. So we combine science with our street selling and make it a very practical experience for everybody. All right. So when we say that we can, you can double your sales in 12 weeks, it's not just possible. You can actually do more, but we like to add a promise so that when you exceed, you're very happy. All right. So by the end of this session, I would like you to just understand the difference between motivation and action. And then I'll give you 3 tips, as we promised you, that will help you double your sales in 12 weeks. And I will show you how you start your journey to 20X. Where do you begin? Because you can't, you don't build an apartment overnight. So you have to go deep, dig the foundation, excavate, and then you start, backfilling. There's so much work that you need to do. So what we're going to show you is the journey, how to begin the journey, because a journey of many thousand miles starts with 1 step. So just a minute, I would like you to just listen to these 2 people. Am I okay? Derek? Can you hear the sound? Is there sound? Let me share sound. Okay.
For a while, and based on that background, I have believed also that I can coach my.
Oh, sorry about this. Just give me a minute. Yeah.
My name is Rehab Kariuki. I work for Busara Center. I'm an engagement director, but I'm also a coach. I have been a coach for a while. And based on that background, I have believed also that I can coach myself. 3 months ago, I came to the realization that actually I can't coach myself on sales. I need help. 2 things have really been useful for me. So it's the tools and the accountability. first realization in this process was identifying who my customer is. My target customers are international foundations, and secondly, I'm also targeting impact investors. So before sales coaching, actually my leads were zero, because also I wasn't clear on who I was targeting. But now, since I'm very clear on that, to meet my ambitious goal, I need 4 leads per week, which I'm able to achieve now.
My name is Nancy Magondu, the CEO Time Life Insurance. Before I joined, nilikuwa nafanya 3 to 6 leads maximum in a month. Right now, and I've already doubled my leads to 15 quality leads every month, and sometimes more. And for the sales, from January to March, I had done a total sales of 112 new business. Later on, I joined 20X in April. From April to now, I have done a total sale of 1.7 million. So that's not even double. It's more than, it's almost 20 times. So before I used to close businesses, but due to my less leads, that's why I didn't have much sales. But now that I know how to generate leads, I think this is why I'm getting this magic of doing more sales and closing more new businesses.
My name is Rehab Kariuki. I work for Busara Center. I'm an engagement director. But
You're muted, Eunice. Eunice, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so I just wanted you to have just those are just a few of those who have gone through our programs, and I'm sure there are others who are here. I don't know whether there's any of the students here. I saw Nina. Nina, is Nina here? It's still someone, Nina.
Mom, pause. Hello.
Hi, Nina.
Hi, Eunice. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Can we see you? Sorry, I'm ambushing you, actually. Once you're a student, you can be ambushed. Could you just share a little bit what has been your experience at 20X?
Give me a minute. I don't think I'm hearing you well. Let me wear something to hear you well.
Okay, go ahead. Okay. So don't fear to come to class, to come for this, if you're, so that don't fear to be ambushed. She's trained to speak on the go. Go ahead, Nina. Can you hear us now?
What happened?
Okay, as we wait for Nina, I think we proceed. As soon as she's ready, please alert me so that we get to hear her experience. It's an ambush, that's why. So
Nina, I'm here. Hi, everyone.
Go on.
My name is Nina. I'm a financial planner. I run an insurance agency. I got to join the program when I was still very green on a few things I needed to learn about selling. But as Eunice has said, what I've learned mainly, I started with the 5X challenge and I'm currently doing the 20X challenge. I learned when you do not have leads, then it means you don't have the raw material to run your business. Because when you don't have people you need to see every day and have appointments every day, it means by the end of the week, you will not be counting any sales. And of course, I got to learn who is supposed to be my client. I used to sell to everyone. I used to converse, like I had someone say, but then that does not mean that person is, by the end of it, your client. So I learned how to qualify who I am supposed to sell to and who would be needing my products, and of course, creating the leads. Thank you.
Awesome. Would you like to share like how many leads were you doing and how many are you doing now? How were your sales before? Do you have the numbers?
Yeah. Okay. I would say for the better part of January until March, before I started joining the classes, I would do 2 sales, 3 sales, and maybe in a whole month, I will have seen like maybe 15 people or so. But then when I learned how to create, to generate leads, and I put a target on myself, and the fact that I am accountable to what I say during the training sessions, it makes me more responsible. So if I say I'm going to do 5 leads in a day, it means by the end of the week, I have to do 25. And from April to date, I would say in a month, I've done almost 60 leads. And my sales from 3 sales, I've moved to about 7 sales in a month. So I think that has been really awesome on my side. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nina. Sorry to ambush you.
It's all right. Thanks.
You can see Nina for financial advice. She's great at that. All right. So where are you? This is a question for you. I'm sure. Okay, let me start the right question. Did you have a target at the beginning of the year? Because now it's mid-year. We're in June, specifically June 15th. What was your target at the beginning of the year? Let me see. Just type in the chat. Did you have a target? Put yes. If you didn't have a target, put no. Now, if you say yes, tell us what percentage of target are you at? I know you don't want to say the numbers, so just tell us the percentage. Where are you at? It's mid-year. What percentage of target? Juliana, you can be reading for us.
Joseph Maina had a target. He's starting. Grace Kalu has a target. That's amazing. Keep them coming.
So what was the target? I mean, where are you in terms of that target? So if you said you had target, where are you?
Oh. Wow. Somebody was at 65%. Irene, Gladys is at 20%. 50% for Lillian Lianya. Amazing. 33% Elio Cheng. People are doing well. 10% Eugene Mushai. 30% Myra. 5% Joseph Maina. 40% Grace Kalu. Whoa. Guys are selling here. 120%.
Wow.
The girl here from my land.
Let's hear from Mikali. Can we hear from her?
Nice. Please. And Leambogo at 50%.
Yeah. Mikali, please. I'm sure, I'm sorry. You're salespeople, so forgive you, you'll be ambushed by your clients. So just tell us, what is the magic? What has enabled you to do on 20%? Was the target too small? Or, you know, it could be very small, or was it, what is this? What's the magic? Let's see from Mikali.
Right.
Let's hear from Mikali.
Thank you so much. For me, I love really sales. And for what I discovered when it comes to sales, if you want your revenue to grow, you have to find the right partners for your company. And you have to make sure you engage your partners, because the moment you stop engaging your partners, they forget about you. So for me, the one thing that has made me achieve my goals and over and above is making sure that I have an engagement plan and I have an engagement budget for my for all my partners. And then also strategies. You have to know, if you have set a target for 10 million, and you're having strategies for 1 million, it won't work. Also, your targets have to match with your strategies.
Awesome. Mwikali, please share. What do you sell? Your customers could be here.
Healthcare. I'm in healthcare business.
What is that?
So I run business development for our company. So we have a chain of medical centers within Nairobi.
So you're what, doctors?
Yes, we are. We offer services. We are in service provision.
Okay. Poteza kidogo, ama maybe I'm a slow student. You know, services, there's so many in the healthcare. So we just want to
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I can be more direct. We have outpatient medical centers within Nairobi, Kajiado, and Kiambu counties. And that's why we are in service provision. So the one thing that I would tell everyone is partnerships. I am head of strategic partnerships for my company. I love partnerships. I wake up and sleep partnerships. I actually feel like if you know how to identify the right partners, your business will just grow to another level.
How can you identify
Awesome. You can see someone is already asking you how you can partner. So can you get, you guys need to have an inbox, you know, hapo kado ya tent. Joseph,
Yes.
muone hapo, ona Mwikali hapo, which tent is that? The one on your right. All right, thank you so much, Mwikali. I think Mwikali is one who has outperformed, you know, since the beginning of the year, 120%, yeah. And she says, you know your partner. Yeah. So let's proceed. I love that. I love that majority of you have targets. I went to another meeting whereby people did not have targets. And you see, when you don't have a target, then you will complain about anything and everything. You will say, is serikali a hustler? Imepeleka wapi? But if anyone asked you, assuming it was not the hustler government, where were you supposed to be? And where are you now? And that's why I'm very happy that majority of you have targets. You need to have a target. Oh, is he asking us? Joseph, are you asking us the question? Okay, not for us. Yeah, so you need to have a target. You need to know where are you aiming at? Because if you don't have a target, anywhere you will have arrived, you know. If you don't know where you're going, if you don't know you're going to Mombasa, somehow, if you find yourself in Nakuru, you will say you have arrived, because anywhere will be a destination. So that's important to have a target. So you came here because you want to double. Why do you want to double? Let me hear that.
Are there for this?
Yes, Joseph, are you speaking to us?
Kuna mwenye ameandika 2.4 million and 52 apps. Apps ni za nini?
Oh, you're asking about those who
Joseph, you can respond on the chat, Akujibu, but those are applications.
You can ask them, yes, on the chat.
Okay.
You can ask them. So whoever has written the apps, please explain to Joseph what those means. Yeah, so why do you want to double the sales? Let's start with Mwikali, who has already done 120%. Why?
Number one reason, sustainability of the business. That's one of the key aspects, and then growth and the expansion.
Awesome, because you want to expand.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Let's see on the chat. Please put in the chat. Oh, Lynn says to earn more. How much more? Is it double? Is it triple? Remember, double is our our desire for you. But you have to desire something for yourself. You can't meet our desires, but you can meet yours. Yeah. So why do you want to achieve it? Lynn, 10x, awesome. Let's see, why do you want to get double? What is this that that is pushing you to double your sales or to get the 10x? What is that? Anastasia says, I'm a home baker and I desire to expand and open a bakery and earn more. I wish you could say how much more. Now, the beauty with knowing how much more is because your mind, when you say it, you say 10 times. Already you start thinking, oh my God, what is 10 times? And then your brain helps you to process that. And then now you start taking action towards it. So please mention it, yeah? Please mention it in the chat. So we continue. This is a very interactive session, if you notice. So the next question I am asking, why do you sell? Why did you choose to sell? If you're in business, why did you choose that business? Why are you selling? Why do you sell? I want to know, why do you sell? Joseph, why do you sell and what do you sell?
I sell to earn more, and I sell beauty products. I distribute them to salons and beauty spots, and I do refurbish clothes, worn-out clothes. I make them stylish and fashionable.
Oh, wow, wow! Why do you do that?
It's a
Apart
passion.
from earning more.
It's a passion. So and it's easier and no time is it. It's yani ni kitu ni passion unaifanya ukisikia kwa roho yako ni kitu unapenda, kitu unataka kufanya na unajua sababu ya kuifanya. To earn more na get kufanya mambo mingi.
Wow, awesome. Thank you so much, Joseph.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Why do you sell and how do you do it? How have you been doing it? Basically, I'm asking, what has been your strategy, your sales strategy? If you could stop the spotlight, I would be able to see who else in the room so that they get to answer. I want to see people. George Ouma.
Hello. Okay. So like I said before, my name is George, and I'm basically I'm the sales executive at CloudPay Limited. So CloudPay is a fintech company and is a digital financial payment solution for small and medium businesses. So our mission is basically to make payment easy. At your comfort zone, you can basically manage your finances. So my mode of marketing or my mode of sales, I believe, I believe there is so much that I really need to do because my product cater across all sectors, be it in construction, be it in medicine, be it any sector, it cut across. So the way I've been doing this is I've been in every month, I've been having a plan whereby, like for this month, my target for this month was basically on the wholesalers, retailers, and supermarkets. So in the past 1 week, I've been working on the leads because I think the leads is the main important, or the lead is the main problem that I'm having. How do I target the right people? Now, when it comes to decision making, whereby now I have identified a client, I've picked a conversation with him or with her. Now from there, we organize on a date whereby I personally or virtually, I can do what we call a demo. So demo is a session whereby I'll either come physically or through virtually, depending with how flexible the client is. Then I take him through the platform with all the features that we have, how the features work. Then from there is now the discussion. We'll have a kind of a discussion whereby I'll try to maybe get some feedbacks from clients, whether how do they feel about the product itself. Is it okay? Can it work for their business, or can we in one way or another collaborate in terms of your business and with our product? Then from there, when the client say yes, then we go straight to what we call onboardings. Now on the onboarding process, now that's where now the client now decide to come on board and adapt the platform fully. And before you
All right, thank you, George. So you focus on lead generation and you're able to segment your customers. That's a good strategy. Awesome. Anyone else want to share? Thank you, George. Mr. John Gikimas, would you like to share? As you tell us what you sell. This is a platform where you come and also, market. Tell people what you sell and then they will look for you. Okay, I think he can't hear us. Chari Mwamachi. Juliana, can you hear me? I feel like
yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you very well.
All right. Okay. So so I was asking, it is very important to know the reason why you do it. Why do you say, why do you wake up every morning? That why is what will inspire you to do it every day without fail. Do you want to know why I do sell? For me, I sell because I just want my customer to feel good about the decision they make and feel good about themselves for choosing the whatever I have been able to sell to them. That is why I do it. So I will keep selling. And so long as I make you feel good about yourself, and feel good about your decision, I will keep doing it. And that makes me wake up every morning. And how do we do it? This is one way. We give, we use the give, You see, the Bible says that give and shall come back to you. Full measure, shaken together and running over. It's a principle of life. Whether you believe in the Bible or not, it doesn't matter, but that is the principle. That when you give, it comes back to you. So we give. So we call you for this free webinar to gift you some tips, all right? Because this is what we have. We give and we know that it shall come back to us. So you need to have a strategy, a strong why you do it, and a strong, a simple strategy of how to do it. Now, different businesses will do it different. Now, at 20X, we realize one thing, that there is always a gap between what you know and what you do. Today, there is someone who actually joined here and is taking notes using AI. So basically today, anything you want to learn, it is available. Anything you want to know about sales, you can just ask AI, you can Google it and you will know how to do it. But the question is, looking at the numbers that you gave on the chart, how come some of you are at 30%, others at 60%, others at 10%? Why? Having all that knowledge, why are you still not meeting your target? Because there's a gap between what you know and what you do. So 20X comes in here. 20X Entrepreneur is an organization. We know that there's this gap, and that's what we bridge. And this is the gap of execution. Because knowing is not enough. Head knowledge will not propel you to action. So what we do and the mechanism we have put is so that we help you actually do what you already know. So there's nothing new that we teach. We're not going to teach you anything new. Whatever it is that we teach is already available. But we go a step further, and this is our value proposition. We help you get to action, because by the end of the day, if you don't execute, it doesn't matter how beautiful your ideas are, they just remain as ideas. And one time Myers Monroe said that the richest place in this world is where? Anyone who knows where? Where is the rich place?
The grave.
Yes, the graveside. Why? Because we take all our ideas to the grave. Why? Because we are unable to cross this gap. Yeah. So we enable you to do that. And we use a very simple, because this is what happens. I'm sure majority of you have attended trainings. Let me see in the chat. How many trainings have you attended this year? How many sales trainings have you attended this year? Just put in the chat. If you can speak, you can unmute and speak.
None. Hii ndio ya kwanza.
Hii ndio ya kwanza, Joseph. Asante sana. Anyone else?
I'm also new, Sister Benedict.
How many have you attended?
This is my third one.
Your third one. And what is the difference? Or rather, you may not know. But yes, you attended so many trainings. Grace has attended 3. Who else? Let me see. Grace 3, Gladys 2, Anastasia 2. You've attended so many trainings. Now let me take you through a journey of what happens when you go through training. You know, have you gone to church and spoken so well, and then you get out and you're telling everybody that someone was powerful? Have you please keep typing in the chat. Just say what is coming to your mind. So you say how powerful that message was. You've also gone for trainings whereby you're like, wow, that training was very good. And I'm sure you'll feel the same after this. You say, wow, that was a powerful training. But then somebody asks you, what exactly was powerful? What happens? Let me hear. If you're like me, what do you normally feel? That's saying, by the way, what was powerful?
Unasema huyo mtu ametufunza kitu poa leo, hata nimelearn kitu.
Umelearn nini? Ukiulizwa umelearn nini, unasema nini?
Ukijua kuna kujua kitu na kufanya. Sasa wewe ni uamue ufanye ama ujue ukae hapo katikati. Sasa wewe ni ushikanishe bridge ama ukae katikati.
Yes. So that is the state what we call uninformed optimism. You're highly charged. Juliana calls it the motivational. What? Juliana, please say it the way you normally say it.
Motivational speaker.
She calls it motivational syndrome. So you're very highly motivated, you're highly inspired, and you believe you can go to the moon. Because, you know, this training has made you see how you can go to the moon. And then after 3 days, you know, you're the same person, but then you're wondering, yes, I was to go to the moon. This thing doesn't work. This 20x thing they're talking about can't even work. They said you can double in 12 weeks. How? It's impossible. You get to a stage what we call informed pessimism. Now you are aware that going to the moon is not going to be easy. It is going to take work. And therefore, you start now doubting yourself. Now, if you do not get supported, and this is the importance of coaching, you get to the valley of despair. This is where you feel like, you know what, clients wanasubua siku hizi, you know, and then this government iko na mambo, kwanza the bill has passed. So you actually give up, you forget what your focus was, and you start focusing on other things that actually won't help you even make the sale. So you get to the valley of despair. Now, what we do at 20X is to move you from this uninformed optimism, you cross through the pessimism, you cross the valley of despair to what we call informed optimism. This is where you have realized that it is work, it is not easy. I'm going to wake up and do the things that I need to do daily, but I'm willing to do it. So now you're informed and you're optimistic about what you're going to do. And finally, that leads you to success and fulfillment. So when we say that you move from X to 20X, it is not magic. You know, it's not a miracle. It is work that you and us have to put in so that you get there. It's like hiking. I am a hiker. And the last time I went to Mount Kenya, it was really difficult for me. And I remember my guide telling me, you know, just make one step, you know, stop. When you make, actually, he told me to make 2 steps and then stop. So just making 2 steps and then stopping. Why am I stopping? So that I get the oxygen to my muscles so that I'm able to move. Why is he able to do that? Because he has been there. In fact, that time he had been there 100 times. So he understands that it is, you know, to you it is difficult, but he has been there and he has done that. And he understands the whole process, what you're going through. And at a point, one of my hike mates, you know, fainted. And he was very calm and just took some oxygen and put, you know, for her. And she woke up. It looked like a magic, but you realize it's not magic. It is because he understands. That is why at 20X, our training is different. We don't leave you at highly charged. We want to walk through the journey until you have success and fulfillment. So now the tips. I promised 3 tips to help you double your your sales in 12 weeks. So the number 1 tip is you cannot double if you don't know where you are. So I want you right now, I hope you have a notebook and a pen. I would like you to write down, where are you in terms of your revenue? How much have you done from January to May? On average per month, what have you been doing? Can you be able to do that? Do you have those numbers with you, or do you even keep the records? Do you keep those records? And let me see, Juliana, you can help me see in the chat. So where are you? You don't have to tell us, but please put that down, because this is the beginning of doubling. You can't double what you don't know. You have to know where you are at. Okay. So let's assume you are at X. Joseph says you're at keeping records. Where is that? Please, if you don't have your records, I would like you to go back and check everywhere you can check if you've not been tracking your sales. If they come through M-Pesa, go through all your M-Pesa statements. If you write on a notebook, please go back to that notebook. Find out how much have I been doing every month. And don't stop at that. How have I been doing it? How have these sales been happening? Because many times we only say that sales are not happening, but we don't look at when they have happened. How did they happen? Remember, what is not measured is not done. So please measure where you are at. That is the tip number 1. You know, very simple. I told you everything that needs to be done, or rather, it's available. You know, they're very simple solutions that you have within you. Number 2, do you know which customer gave you the sales that you got? Who is that customer that gave you that? Who should be your ideal customer that you've not been attracting? So basically, you need to understand who is your customer. You need to be very specific. When I say very specific, is you need to look at what are their pain points? What is this that they're struggling with? You know, this customer of yours, what is their biggest struggle? Or what do they aspire to become? So go deeper, understand your customer, not just by demographic in terms of age or geographic, you know, where they live, but go deeper to know, yes, this is their age. Some people, when I ask them, who is your customer, you'll tell me, my customer is between 20 to 60. Now, what you do not understand is that a 20-year-old, it may need the same product. Maybe it's this bottle. They all need this bottle, but they did for different purposes. And the way you communicate to a 20-year-old is not the same way that you communicate to a 60-year-old. That means you need to segment your customer so that when you communicate, they know, you know, they are able to hear you. You know, I like using this example about, I like the Jesus example. I believe that he was the best salesman ever, you know, but we can find others, but that is the one I found. And he said one time, my sheep know my voice. And when I speak, they hear me. Meaning, even if he was being followed by 5,000 people, 10,000 people, he knew that out of these 5,000 people, they are his sheep. And he would speak the language that his sheep would hear. So can you speak a language that when you speak, your customers hear you? So you must, for you to do that, you must understand who is that customer. So when you generalize and say my customers are between 20 to 60 years, yes, it is true. They all need your product. But then how do you speak to each one of them? That means you have to differentiate. A woman who is in their 40s and another one in their 25, those are two different human beings. And you cannot, even if you're selling the same product to them, you can't sell it the same. So segment, understand your customers and segment them so that you communicate to them. Tuko pamoja? Please type in the chat what you're hearing, what you're understanding in this. I don't want you to go saying, wow, this was a powerful training. I want you to go and say, this is what I learned, not just powerful, right? And strategy number 3 to be able to double your sales is double your leads. It's that simple. So if you've had Nina was doing 15 leads per month. Now she's doing over 60. So she has 15 divided by 60 divided by 15 is how many times? Please help me, mathematicians in the room. I just want how much. And she was doing 2 sales 4 times. She was doing 2 sales in a month, and now she's doing 7. How many times is that? Is it 3? 3 point something. So it is that simple. You double your leads, and that way you double your sales. However, it's not as simple as I say it, because doubling your leads does not necessarily mean you're going to double your sales, because you need to ensure that you're doubling quality leads, qualified leads, not just people. You know, remember, tip number 2 is that you need to know your customer. So when you know this customer, so double the number of those customers that you reach out. And bonus tip is, remember, it takes 21 days to change a habit. That means you need commitment and consistency. So one of the things that we do at 20X is to, actually the first week when you join 20X is just change of your habit. We want you to acquire habits that enables you to achieve targets. You see, the reason why people don't achieve their targets is, you know, if you don't change your belief system, if you don't change your habits, then you cannot achieve your target. So we really work on your habit, you know, being able to be committed to daily activities that are very targeted to achieve certain results. I always say that sales is a science. So we teach you this science of, what do you need to do every day to achieve the results you want. We normally say take care of the minutes and the years will take care of themselves. So we don't focus on, so say for example, your target this year is 10 million or 20 million or 100 million. We don't focus on the 100 million. We want to know what is this that you're doing every day to achieve the 100 million, because you can't achieve 100 million in a day, but you can do bit of it every day. They say if you're told the elephant is in the fridge, which is the easiest way to eat it? Let me hear. Just unmute and tell us, how do you eat an elephant that is in the fridge?
Eunice, as they come, somebody has a question, what are leads? Girl Irene has given them an answer. So please keep that in mind as they tell us how to eat an elephant.
All right. What are leads? A lead, sorry, I did not, I should have started by defining terms. A lead is a potential customer who need your products, they can afford your products, and they want them. They want your product or your service. So in other words, my friend Frida would call them the man. Someone with the money, you can access them and they want what you're selling and they need it. All right, that's a lead. That's what we're talking about, and that's what we call the raw materials of your sales business. If you don't have leads every day, if today you did not generate a lead, basically, if you didn't get a potential customer, a potential man, a man, not the men who are here, but man, with one with money, they're accessible and they need your product or service. If you didn't do that, your business is dying. I'm sorry to say. That's the beginning of the death of your business. So that's what leads are. All right. Now I want to go to the next step and share with you, how does 20X help you double your sales in 12 weeks? And I'm going to introduce you one of our, remember we said that it takes 21 days to change a habit. So we are going to begin with you changing your habits. And this is a program we call 21 Days Sales Challenge. This is a program that we've been offering previously. It's been 5 days sales challenge, and we realized that leaving you after 5 days, you're not getting what we want you to achieve. Okay. Yes, you're aware of what you've not been doing. Yes, you've been, you're ready and you have started generating leads daily and consistently, but you want to monitor that so that you don't lose momentum. So we have redone the whole course, the whole program, and now it is 3 weeks, that's 21 days of complete habit and behavior change. And in week 1, we focus on your customer. We focus on you identifying the customer with the money, your man. And week 2, we look at lead generation. How do you reach your man, and consistently so that they keep hearing you? And week 3, we look at what kind of man have you been attracting and which one is going to help you double your sales in the next 12 weeks. So once you go through the 21 days, the next thing is to go through the 12 weeks accelerator. Okay. Oh, sorry, this is misplaced. Yeah, is to go to the 12-week sales accelerator. What do we want to achieve in the 12 weeks? Now, this is where you just need to double. You've heard Nancy was able to, she was doing in 3 months on average, she was doing 112,000, and now she's doing 1.7 million. How many times is that? It's about 15 times. Now, we always have outliers, and we believe in the process and in the system. And as I said, it's not a magic, it is work, depending on how much work you're willing to put, because ours, just like the mountain guide, is to guide you, to tell you, don't be in a hurry, take one step at a time so that you get oxygen to your muscles. And, you may need to breathe some oxygen so that, you're able to walk. That is our work. But you see, you have to walk. You're the one to do the work. You're the one to do the work. Now, some people put in so much effort, others do not. And we are saying that if you just double your effort, you're going to double your sales. That's all. Okay. So what we do with the 12 weeks is we compress time. We actually say that this is the only time we have, the only year we have. So, and we let you set a goal that is beyond your bills, a goal that is inspiring, a goal that forces you to do things different. So we encourage you to have a big vision, okay? And once you have the vision, then we want you to achieve it in 3 months, 12 weeks. That's the time. And what do we do? In the first week, we focus on that goal setting, setting the vision, connecting your vision to your business or your organization goals. And the reason why people don't get results, and I know majority of you are business owners, why your salespeople do not sell is because there's no connection between their personal goals and your company goals. So we help them connect, connect their goals. Remember, everybody wants something. You're here because you want something. You hire this salesperson because you want them to help you achieve your targets. And they are coming to you because they have goals. So if those goals are not aligned, then you're not going to have a salesperson. So that's what we focus on the week 1. On week 2, we focus on the person. Remember, sales has got 3 pillars. There's a salesperson, there's the customer, and there's the value that you offer. That is the product or the service. Now, we focus on the person the first 4 weeks. We want to know, who is this person? What is their selling personality? So we look at their selling personality. We look at, once they know their selling personality, then we help them develop a personal brand. And then after that, they start now communicating that brand to the right customer. So they need to know the kind of customers they're communicating to. And of course, now the second month is when we are expecting to see sales happening. So the first 4 weeks, we know it is clean up, just doing the hard work so that we have the right person to sell. And then from the second month, we want to start seeing sales happening. And by the 3rd week, then they should double their sales, all right? So we have weekly accountability sessions. We meet them every week. And our meetings are a combination of training, a small training based on the struggles they have, and coaching and accountability. So it's just asking those hard questions that you business owners don't like to ask. And I would recommend that every business owner, you need to go through this so that you know what you need to, what your salespeople are learning and what they need. And then there's daily coaching on our e-learning platform. As I told you, we have technology people. So we have an e-learning platform that every day there are lessons for them to do, to learn and go and practice in the field. So basically our expectation is that you do 2 times or 4 times your monthly sales. And we have the other offer is the Sales Leaders Mastermind. This is for business owners and sales managers with at least, with a team. If you don't have a team, this is not for you. Why? Because this one we focus on strategy. So we look at, it's a 4 weeks plan, and then 3 months accountability sessions. We focus on, first we'll go through your business model, see whether it is scalable or not. Because if you don't have a scalable business model, we have no business, working on a sales strategy because it can't grow. Okay, so we look at that and then we create a clear, simple, and executable sales strategy. Then we create a sales generating system that produces sales daily and consistently. And also we look at recruitment, training, coaching, and evaluation system for your business. This is for people who are who want to go to the freedom stage of your business. We have a 20x blueprint whereby at the beginning, you could be at the spark stage, that is the lowest level. Then you go to the push stage, then you have the scale stage, and we have the freedom stage. So depending on what stage you are in, if you're not at the scale stage, this is not for you. But once you go through the 21 days, you'll be able to know where you belong. All right. So these are details. And this is our offer tonight, the 21-day sales challenge starting on Monday. The value of that course is 45,000 shillings. And now we have a limited offer of 15,000 shillings. Then the 12 weeks is 60,000. It's on offer, 60K. The value is 150,000. And the Leaders Mastermind, the value is 250K. And we have an offer of 75,000 shillings. So please sign up for the one that is most appropriate for you. I recommend that you start with the 21 days. Do not, if you haven't gone through the 21 days, it's still okay. You can jump to 12 weeks. All right. If you're a business leader, and you want to set structures that will set you free, that will help you have the right sales people in the right places, have the right strategy, then this is for you. The other offer that we have, and Juliana has talked about it, is that we realized, especially when you take through the business owners this training and coaching, they still are not able to recruit the right salespeople. So we have a department for recruiting, like looking for the right salespeople, recruit them and train them for you. But what we have seen is that when we train salespeople and send them to you, before you go through the mastermind or the 12 weeks, you still lose them because you don't understand how to manage them. So you're letting us down. So please ensure that you go through the training yourself first, and now you can hire salespeople. Do not hire salespeople if you don't go through any of these trainings. The reason is you're going to lose them. And you'll be telling us, no, this thing doesn't work, or there are no salespeople in Kenya. We have a client who has told us there are no salespeople in Kenya. The truth of the matter is, it's true we have bad work ethics. However, and salespeople are different from your usual employees. They reason differently. That's why they are salespeople. And they see things in a different way. They are like you, they are entrepreneurs like you. So we need to take them through that process so that they are fully engaged and they are giving you results. Else, they will be eating your retainer and going, we've had situations whereby one salesperson is having retainer in 3 different companies. That happens a lot. So thank you very much. And now I want to welcome questions and comments and complaints and compliments and what else? And comments and even questions. Please ask. Am I still live?
Yes, you are. Was it that clear? No questions?
As a
well
trainer,
done, you listen.
No, we used to say when I was training in school is that when students don't ask questions or don't comment, it's either they did not understand anything or they understood everything. So which is the case, ladies and gentlemen? Salome, elephant question. What is it about? Oh, okay. Susan is asking, we take her through the pricing. Here it is. Please put in your contacts, Derek and Juliana. Do we have Faith in the room? I don't know whether she joined us. Please put your contacts so that then they can talk to you. Can you see the pricing? Somebody mute. Are you speaking to us or? Okay. Have you seen
Lawrence,
it?
yes, you're right. For business owner option 3, the mastermind is the best for you. But you can just speak to us, then we can just evaluate and, you know, get a clearer, get you to see exactly what we're talking about. But yes, for business owners, the sales mastermind is the greatest.
Yeah, and there's also something else that we do, especially for businesses. When you reach out to us, we want to evaluate your business. There's something we call sales audit. We want to see whether your business is structured in a way that it is ready for the trainings that we offer. So there'll be quite a number of questions that we need to know so that we see what is the right training for you and we recommend. All right. Salome is asking about the elephant question. I didn't get quite the question. Lawrence says great presentation. I think for business owners, option 3. Yes, that's true. Gladys, I'm in insurance industry. Which category do I fit? Please start with the 21 days sales challenge. That I know. That's where you belong. Start with the 21 days and then the 12 weeks. That's your path. Okay.
Hi, Eunice.
Hi, Maureen.
Yeah, the question Salome is asking is the one you had said, how do you eat an elephant that's in the fridge?
Oh, okay. Oh, you want the answer to that? You cut it in small bites. You cut it in small portions so that it is editable. You know, it's eatable. Is there a word like that? Eatable? Yes. Okay.
Eunice, Brian Asito has a question.
Okay.
He's asking, first he says it was an amazing presentation. Then he wants to know, for a new business model, how do you introduce your business to a client? I can start by telling him the old-fashioned way. The client has to know your business, so you talk to them. But let Eunice also add to that and give you more insight.
For a new business model, so it's new. Of course, you have to shout and say, yes, I have this solution, and this is a problem it solves. Yeah, so that then the people who have the problem can come to you. Yeah, so you just have to tell people about it. You have to, you know, and not everybody, you know why you formed the business. Who was it for? Which pain does it solve? So you describe the pain, you know, like the way a doctor will say, okay, daktari wa kienyeji wanajua hivi sana, as in they know this more. Our conventional doctors don't do this. But daktari wa kienyeji anasema kuko na ugonjwa ya mapenzi, alafu hiyo ingine ni gani?
Pesa.
Yeah, pesa.
And they advertise where you see it on a tree.
Yes.
And they don't pay city council.
So you need to describe those problems that you cure. And then you say, I have a solution for those. So you need to be very clear on what problem does your product solve. And then you list those problems. And the people who have them will definitely come. You get? I hope I've answered you. Wanza says this is a game changer training. If well understood. Oh yes, not only understanding why you notice that our training is not 1 day, it's not 2 hours, is because it's not just about having head knowledge, it's about doing. And for those who have been to 3 trainings, you know, for the year, you will attest to me that you have not gone through a training like what we are going to give, because ours is training and coaching. So it is, you learn, you do. You learn, you do. Maureen, go ahead. I see your hand. I'll be finishing in the next.
Yeah, what I want to ask is, how do you know when to stop pushing? You know, it can come off as nagging. Yes, maybe a customer is showing a bit of interest, then you push, you try call them, maybe they don't pick your call. So how do you know when to quit and,
You actually should not push at all. Selling is not about pushing. You see the way the mganga, doctor, have you ever seen those doctors, by the way? The ones who put those kibaos, have you ever seen them? But I'm sure they have clients. I'm sorry to use that example, but it is one of the examples that tell you don't have to be, pushy. What you need is to package the solution to match the problem that you solve, and then make people know that you have it. Okay. Now, when you make people know that you have it, they will come. And now this is where now you engage as professionals and you will guide them towards what they want. So don't push. I know. Are you selling insurance, Maureen?
No, motor vehicles.
Yes. By the time, you have to really, and you really have to know who is this car for, so that you're not pushing Eunice. Now Eunice has yet to afford. And that's why she's avoiding your calls. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying I can't afford. I'm just saying that that's what we do all the time. You're selling to everybody. When you sell to everybody, you're really going to push hard. And the more you push, the more you don't get anything. Because if, you're hitting a rock that may never produce water. So know your man. George Oma is raising his hand and we have 1 more minute. Please go ahead, George.
Okay, just a quick one. Actually, thanks, Maureen, for raising that question. But now for me, I have an issue when it comes to trust. Like the product that I'm pushing into the market, mostly it deals with money. And right now we understand how the situation is in Kenya. So anything relates with money, I think the turning point, I think with what we've seen around, most people have been conned. So for me, I can say the biggest issue that I do experience, especially for the new leads, even after the demo, and then yes, they will love the product. But now when it comes to now the building trust between us, the product, and the customer, hapo ndo naona kama people we now start drawing the line kidogo. I don't know, this trust issue. How can I that to make sure that this client is well satisfied, and also building. I know trust is something that is gained. Is not naelewa si kitu ya siku moja, ni Kenya inatengenezwa pole pole.
That's true, George. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And if you listened to me, especially on the 12 weeks, the first 4 weeks, we focus on the person. Because if they don't trust you, then they will not trust anything, okay? So we work on you to bring out the best of yourself. And of course, your belief system, your behavior and your habits. And then we present that to your customers. Yes, you have a wonderful product, but they have to trust you for them to say, yes, I want this. And the other thing with the trust is, it could be they also don't trust themselves. Trust is, it could be they don't trust you or they don't trust themselves. They don't see how they're able to even raise that money to be able to get that particular product. Or they don't see how they can trust even their own employees to use that particular platform. This is where education comes in. You need to educate them. You need to help them, go through that handle. The other thing I would say about trust is that, what did I want to say? It's disappeared, but trust is very key. And the more you educate, the more they trust you. So you will need to change the approach from pushing the product to the market to educating the customers. The more you educate them, and it's not a hit and run. Sales is a science. If you hit and disappear, you lose trust. So you don't want to do that. So thank you, George.
Eunice,
yes?
If I can just read a comment from Katunge Mwikali, she says, startups in Kenya need to perfect customer service. Most people do not retain clients because they fail to address customer service. Somebody
Very
comes
good.
to you na anashinda anaumia. You call, nobody answers, you know? So yeah, good tip. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Mikali.
Awesome. And yeah, this is for startups, not only startups, every organization. If you don't take care of, and that's why you see it like for the leaders mastermind, you start with your business model. How is it supporting the customers? How do you ensure that you make your customers succeed with your product? Because sales is making your customers succeed with your product. So you have to look at how do I enable them? Yes, they have bought. How do I follow up to ensure that they succeed? If your customers don't succeed with your product, they will keep telling others. Kitambo, before social media, we used to say, if you have one unhappy customer, they will tell 4 other people. Today, one unhappy customer will tell how many million, Derek? You're in the social spaces. How many will one customer tell?
You're one viral video away from bankruptcy.
He captured it very well. Just one viral video away from losing everything, not just your business, everything. Because when you lose a name, when you lose credibility, you've lost everything. So that's why you must think through the whole process. And in the mastermind, that is what we take you through. You know, just thinking through the whole process, not just, you know, closing the sale and going away. How do you close the sale? And after that, how do you make sure that your customers are succeeding? Ladies and gentlemen, we have to come to an end. And just to, I mean, everything good has an end, isn't it? So let's end it there. It was supposed to end at 8:30, and now we are 4 minutes late. I just allow maybe Derek or Juliana to just closing remarks. And yeah, Derek, go ahead, and then Juliana.
Yes, thank you for the training. It was a wonderful session. I know I am already biased because I work at 20X. I don't know how you others feel. So maybe Juliana will let some of you say goodbye.
One person who has a very nice message for us, tell us something, then we cannot go to sleep. What person? Somebody unmute faster, who? No one wants? Anyone? Okay, looks like guys are tired. Thank you so much, Eunice. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, everyone who came. We're so glad you were here. It would have been an empty room if you didn't show up. Of course, we thank God for Zoom. We can meet as you're seated in our houses. Thank you for showing up. We're looking forward to engaging with you further and, you know, getting to speak to you. Thank you very, very much. And see you next time. We have this every week. Look out for our communication, for a new topic, new tips, and getting to grow our businesses and making money. Isn't that what we want? Just making money. Good night, guys. Eunice, you can finish.
Thank you so much. Have a good night. See you in the next class, Monday. See you on Monday. For those who are joining on Monday, those who are joining in July, see you in July.
Thank you. And good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Someone who wanted staffing issues, we can talk. Karibuni sana. Kaleni poa. Namlipe ushuru.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Thank you, Irene.
Irene Kamondo says, wonderful session. Thank you, Kennedy Onyango. See you next week. Nice.
Asante sana, Maureen. John, thank you very much.